The launch of a new edition of Professor David Robie's Eyes of Fire book took place last month. The fifth edition tells the story of the voyage of the original Rainbow Warrior, a Greenpeace vessel protesting nuclear testing in the South Pacific. Coinciding with the 30th anniversary of the Rainbow Warrior bombing, the launch brought together those who have been involved with the vessel over the years.
We're delighted. It's a tremendous crowd. Such a range of activists, young and old, and wonderful environment as well because of the photographic exhibition about activism over the years.
Robie, who was also an original crew member, says it was time for a new edition to mark the anniversary, but also to keep the story of the Rainbow Warrior alive.
I'd assumed that over the years that many New Zealanders knew the story back to front, but it became apparent that it wasn't the case, and a lot of people had been asking me, and also that on Amazon.com we still get many requests for copies of the book. So I realised, well, there's still a demand out there, even in New Zealand, and also internationally.
Robie then approached Tony Morrow from the publishing company Little Island Press, who had also published previous editions. The difference with this edition is the new format, and it has more information than the others before.
What we've managed to do is concentrate more on the Rongelap evacuation and the nuclear-free Pacific movement, and all right, yes, the Rainbow Warrior sinking and so on is very critical part of the story, but it comes within this context, a wider context of essentially political violence within the Pacific.
Many issues of which Morrow believes are still going on.
There's 5% of the world's population live in the largest ocean in the world. We have responsibility for that, but at the same time there are immense pressures still from outside in terms of climate change, but also political tensions.
The original crew members also attended the launch, including Bunny McDiarmid, who spoke about sharing New Zealand's activism history.
This is our history. This is some of the best stories of activism in New Zealand, and it belongs to all of us. And it's not just been Greenpeace's activism that have made us a nuclear-free country or have helped the Pacific to be a nuclear-free region. It's been all kinds of small and big acts of courage by lots of individuals and groups of people that have really changed and determined who we are as a country today.
And Morrow says even though the book is reflective, the message is still relevant today.
It still points a very strong finger at the global powers, Western powers, and their responsibilities to the region, what they're doing, and what we need to do to step up to fight back.
Robie is currently working on a new book alongside some colleagues in Fiji to be released next year.
So it's sort of like case study type book. How about doing journalism if you're working around the Pacific, and you're dealing with different legal jurisdictions and the problems and issues that you face in the Pacific.